So I'm at the Mexico house for the next couple of weeks, working on making decisions and, you know, all of these little final things that I need to decide on. I'm actually at the house right now picking a paint color for the metal doors. So all of the metal arch doors and then the new doors for the kitchen that we're having fabricated are all going to be painted like a verdigris color. So I brought a bunch of swatches from Sherwin-Williams. I've taped them up on the wall. They're like this big, so it's hard to see, but I think I've got the color that we're gonna use. It's very hard to see here in this light, but I'll see if I can. I'll have to take them in another room. But I want to show you guys the progress. This is the second big room in the house that used to be the primary bedroom, and we've turned this back into living space. And this was a glass door and window situation with this woodwork on it, and it just blocked so much light and blocked so much of the view, and it was rotting away and just impossible to keep clean. So we put in this arch, and oh my God, I'm just obsessed with it. So this is where the big metal window and door unit is gonna go. And so they'll have double doors in the middle that open probably inward because the tree is right there. But everything has been fabricated. They were just waiting on me to choose a paint color, which I think I did. They have also been working on painting the door frames and putting in the painted doors. So I am so happy with how these turned out. I know some of you were against painting these wood doors, but as you can see with these cabinets, we're gonna have plenty of wood elements in here. But this was just such a fun way to bring in color. And this is pretty common to see in this area. These doors are really old, but this is a very common style of door. So I didn't feel too bad about painting them. And it's pretty common to do that. So this door, this accordion door here, where we have to make another one to go in the space. This one was just not made very well. And so that's the paint color that I'm looking at today. The color just is not coming through on the camera. It looks a lot brighter on camera than it does in real life. It's a little bit more muted, but still, I just think they look great. And then the frames have all of this like patina. Let me see if this, there we go. Has all of this really old patina, and I'm so glad that they kept all of that. It just looks incredible. So very happy with how these turned out. If you hear this noise, the wind keeps blowing these doors open and closed. So this is the bedroom. And if you remember, we bumped this out about 4 feet, 3 or 4 feet. So now this tile here is centered, which is fantastic, centered in the room. And then we added this arch door too. So this is gonna be the same thing, a custom iron arched door and window situation where the middle doors will open out. This room used to be all exposed masonry, which is called mamposteria. And it looks like that, but I had them leave and frame in this piece right here. And I love how that turned out. It's just a nice little nod to what was here before. It looked like that out there. This is a mosaic. I think they call this a mosaic of pasta tile. And some of these are very old. So my contractor was pointing out the ones that are super old, like that one, ones that look a little bit more yellow. I think they're all pretty old. But I love this. I'm really glad that we were able to keep it. Some of them are the same, but a lot of them are different, like that one. And I just love the colors. This was kind of the inspiration for the door colors. This blue we pulled for the wood doors, and then we're doing some things similar to this green color, like a verdigris color for the metal doors. You can see from this angle, so I'm standing in the breezeway here. This is outside of the arch. But you can see here, this is pretty much where the room ended before. And then we've bumped it out several feet so that we can fit a king-size bed and 2 nightstands, which are gonna go on this wall. And then that'll be a really nice focal point when you're in bed and you're looking this way. I'm coming back into the bedroom now. This is a skylight up here. So if you see light coming through, this is a skylight that goes all the way across here. And eventually we'll do something about this light fixture, but for now, we just wanted to have some light in here. And then these are the doors that go to the bathroom. So again, they're all painted this sort of periwinkle color. And let me just see if I can get a wide angle here. This is the primary bathroom. So all of this here on this side, I'm designing some really beautiful sliding doors that are gonna cover this area, and that's gonna be our laundry. So we're gonna have, this is the hot water heater for the main house, and then we're gonna have a stackable unit here. And so what you'll be able to do is walk through here and turn, and then you'll be able to do your laundry there. But then this door will slide in case we need to access the laundry for maintenance or anything like that. Now, when you walk into the bathroom, I really wanted to have some way to bring in light and to see the beautiful giant avocado tree in the back. So I designed this square window situation, and these are going to be centered over the vanity, and then we have those over there. So we are fabricating some metal framed glass windows to go in these spaces. They're going to be non-functionals, but you'll be able to see out and catch the view of that tree, which is just incredible. Now, one of my things for this trip is I have to design the vanity. So I already have some ideas. It's going to be a double sink vanity. We are going to wire, I think we're going to wire the vanity itself for plugs in the drawers. But if you guys have designed vanities and you have any ideas, let me know, or things like that you wish you had done or that you really loved in your bathroom renos. Let me know. I just don't want to have a plug on the back wall, and that's the first thing that you see when you walk in. But we're going to have 2 probably pill-shaped mirrors and then 3 sconces. The rest of the bathroom, this is the shower. So you can see we already have the rain shower head up there. This is a skylight. I think it's vented. So it's a vented skylight. So we have airflow in here, which is really important for this climate. But this is the shower, and then this is going to be the toilet area. So we'll have a door here that matches the sliding doors over here, and it'll be a nice private area for the toilet. Now, in between here, we're going to have it's not going to be a half wall, but it'll go up to the height of this opening. That's going to be glass blocks. And then we have another wall that will go here and go up to that same height of glass blocks. So it'll be a nice divider for the shower area. Obviously, another important thing that I need to do on this trip is choose the flooring. So we're kind of at a standstill in here until I was able to make this trip and choose the flooring material. But I want to do some sort of medium scale tile in a very subtle pattern, because the star of this show in here is going to be the vanity. I'm going to choose hopefully a really beautiful marble or some sort of stone for the top. I'm going to go look at that in the next few days here. And then the flooring will be more of a subtle pattern in a larger, medium to large scale tile. And that's going to continue in here as well. So you might be wondering why we have a huge opening in our shower. But this is actually going to be a set of doors that are going to open up to an outdoor shower. So this is something that my husband and I had on our honeymoon, and it was just so lovely to be able to shower outside. And when you're inside, you feel like you're showering outside. So we're gonna build a bump out here. It'll be private, so if we have people in the back, they're not gonna be able to see us, but we'll have a private little alcove almost that will be built here. And so we can open these doors and step out to the outdoor shower. And we'll also be able to access the outdoor shower from the backyard. This is our avocado tree. We really wanted to save this tree, and I'm so glad that we did. Because we're saving the tree, we are gonna have to rebuild the pool, because what we're doing here in the back is building a 2-story casita. So that's gonna, oh gosh, it's really, the wind is picking up. I think it's about to rain. But that's gonna be back there, so we're gonna have to get rid of the pool and rebuild that. But it means we could save the tree, which was really important to me. Now, if we come out to where the outdoor shower will be and turn, this is that covered breezeway area. And another thing that we did, instead of making the bathroom so big, we stole a little bit of that space and created a storage closet and an outdoor pool bathroom. So this is gonna be just like a little, basically an outdoor powder room. So of course we're gonna, put something on these windows for privacy. But we actually salvaged these doors from the big door wall that used to be here going into the bedroom. So we were able to make some changes to them and make them fit these spaces, which is really great. Wood is very expensive here in this area, and so anytime you can refinish or reuse things, it's a huge savings. So now we're walking into, this will be the dining courtyard, and that goes into that front room that we already looked at. That's the kitchen. And then we'll have a big table here so that we can have a place to eat outside. And then all of this was covered in vines. They were like these invasive vines, but we ripped those out, and we're going to be planting some new vines that are going to cover all of this up. So this will be a huge green wall. And I can see that looks okay, but this is the invasive vine. So we're going to need to pull these up before they get out of control. But I think it's going to be really beautiful out here, and you'll be able to see it from the kitchen as well. Oh, I just realized this tree is blooming. So this is the only door frame in the house that I had them skip painting, because you can see all the different layers of paint on it, and the patina is just so cool. And then we've got just, I don't know what that is, but I just love it, and I didn't want them to paint over that. So we're going to keep that. We're back in the front room. These pieces of furniture came with the house. There's this one here, and then underneath these drawers, which go to the big cabinets, big closets that we're having refinished, is another one. And so these were sort of like an orangey wood, but I had a carpenter refinish them in this, it's more of a walnut color. And so they're going to be really nice. This table will go in the entry over here. And I think they were probably custom made for this house. They're really nice. So we definitely wanted to salvage those. Okay, now that we're looking through here, this is the new archway for the second big room. My husband and I are thinking that we certainly don't want to go arch crazy, but I think this needs to be an arch going through the breezeway on both sides. I just really think it needs to be, but let me know what you think.